Stephanie from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Friday, December 15th. So today we have the moon moving out of this Capricorn energy at 11:04 a.m. We will stay in that void, of course, until 12:56 p.m. And again, Eastern Standard Time. That is the time that we will be locking into Aquarian energy. So anytime we're moving out of Capricorn energy into Aquarian energy, it is always a welcome change. Of course, Capricorn energy being an earth energy, it is very much keeping us very heavy, very weighted, very aware of our physical bodies, of our physical circumstances. We kind of have tunnel vision on. We're looking at problems, we're looking at issues, we're looking at obstacles and challenges. And the Aquarian energy means that we're able to kind of come back up into the headspace, acting as the observer, not being as heavy, as weighted, as anchored into the physical form as we were in that Capricorn energy. The Aquarius energy is very visionary. That is where we get to see the greater, grander picture. Even more than that, that is when we see the blockages, the challenges, the obstacles that we should have been very well aware of in that Capricorn energy. We see it very clearly. And then we start problem solving. We start seeing where it is that we could do better, where it is that we can improve, where it is that we have to see the greater, grander picture, where it is that we have to explore how to free ourselves, liberate ourselves from some of the restrictions that, of course, became very much in our face over the last couple of days. So, of course, this is going to be a very welcomed shift. It is going to take a little bit of a minute to kind of, release that weight and kind of move into that headspace and adopt that observer mentality. But nonetheless, we are moving more into I'm going to say a time of progress and improvement, more so than sitting in the funk and realizing where it is that we feel like we're going to be stuck in this particular present moment for eternity. Of course, that is just a limiting belief system, a limiting thought that will keep us in the funk if we're not able to override it. And that's what the Aquarian energy helps us to do. So there are 11 different aspects here today. 9 of them are going to involve the moon. So right out of the gate, we have an aspect that doesn't involve the moon, and it's a pretty powerful one. It's the sun shining a bright light in Sagittarius energy, which of course is showing us where it is that we're standing in a new truth, in a new mission, in a new purpose, where it is that we are starting to kind of explore, really discover what is now possible for us, that we've put some situations, some circumstances behind us, that we've really aligned with our higher self, that we've really kind of sat with the wisdom, with the knowledge that we've been plucking out, the silver linings we've been plucking out from some of the tougher experiences that, of course, we are trying to move our way through. The sun is going to trine, beautiful interaction with the North Node in Aries energy. This is some fire on fire action. That's what gives us our trine. Our trine is a gentle nudge, a little bit of growth, a little bit of improvement in the right direction. So this is definitely putting us in a better mood, a better attitude, a better perspective. We are actually semi-excited to rise up to this next chapter that, of course, will be kicking off with the solstice energy. We are now inspired to really reach new goals. We are inspired to rise to the challenge, to accept the challenge, to overcome these challenges. We are semi-excited and anticipating a new level of growth, a new level of improvement, a new level of progress, not only in the way that we're seeing ourselves, not only in our physical circumstances, but in the downloads that we're receiving on where it is that our heart and our soul is guiding us to pursue a new path, new mission, new dream, new quest, new adventure, and of course, really exploring what that version of self needs to look like in order to actually align with the vision, with the dream that we're currently conjuring up. So it's very short-lived, I will say that, because then the moon, still in this Capricorn energy, going to get in the boxing ring and square off with the North Node in Aries. So this is typical because, of course, Saturn, who rules over the Capricorn energy, such a Debbie Downer, such a negative Nancy, always trying to kind of, take the wind out of our sails, so to speak. The moon in Capricorn getting in the boxing ring and fighting it out with the North Node in Aries is like negative Nancy, Debbie Downer coming out to play. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you shouldn't explore. Maybe you shouldn't put yourself in a new situation, in a new identity, in a new territory of life. Maybe you shouldn't be so excited to jump into this next chapter. Maybe you shouldn't have the audacity to feel like you're challenging the cosmos. This is the kind of energy that brings us down. This is the kind of energy that, of course, yes, we want to be realistic. We want to really be logical and practical with what it is that we're trying to kind of conjure up as far as a vision, a goal, a dream goes. But do we have to be this negative about it? Do we have to kind of feel the existential dread? Do we have to be blocking ourselves from the growth that we're trying to make, the improvements that we're trying to implement, the progress that we're trying to see happen in life? Well, the Dark Forest agenda would love it if we would just stop pushing the boundaries of our improvement, of our evolvement, of our enlightenment. But this is a particular situation where we're going to have the opportunity to flip the script, to override the system. The moon then has an interaction with the sun. And again, it's a positive interaction, lucky for us, but anytime that the moon and the sun are interacting, it means that there's a new level of awareness. There's a new aha moment coming out of our unconscious selves. That's what the moon rules over. The sun trying to shine a bright light on this new awareness, on this epiphany, on this aha moment, so that we can do something about it. We can take action upon it. We can push the boundaries of that truth, of that revelation, of that awareness. So we're definitely starting to see some, I'm going to say, foundations start to shake up, some rumbling under our awareness, if you will. And this is because there is little tiny puzzle pieces, little tiny hints and clues that are under the surface of our awareness that we're trying really, really hard to bring forth into our awareness so that we can decide what it is that we want to do with them. So this is going to be a revelation and aha moment, likely coming out of the funk, the square that we just had between the moon and, of course, the true note. The moon in Capricorn then going to make a positive interaction with Venus. Venus, of course, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money. She's doing a deep dive in this Scorpio energy. Yes, we are starting to realize what actually matters to us, what our priorities need to be, what it is that we actually value within ourselves, within our relationship dynamics, within our physical realm. Of course, we equally are realizing new passions, new excitement, new inspirations, new motivations, new desires. And equally, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, the negative ass narrative, that is going to prevent us from going after the things that we know that we need to have in our lives, that we want to have in our lives, that we deserve to have in our lives. Capricorn energy, Scorpio energy works very well together, which means that emotionally speaking, we're taking a very grounded approach, an anchored approach on looking at our lives. What makes us happy? Who makes us happy? What and who does not? Why are we keeping the elements, the aspects, the people around that are not contributing to our safety, to our security, to our happiness, to our joy? Yes, it's painful to realize that you have outgrown certain relationship dynamics, but spoiler alert, you've also outgrown the old version of self. And those relationship dynamics were attracted to you into your life because of the vibration that your old self once was. So there is a huge amount of growth being realized here, but it's also putting us in a very pressurized situation because now we have to do the hard thing, which is the right thing, and set ourselves and some other people free. The moon is then going to sextile Neptune. Neptune, of course, in his place of power in this Pisces energy. This is where dreams, creativity, imagination, inspiration gets downloaded from. This is the spark, this is the glimmer, this is the download from the higher realms of intelligence. And lucky for us, the moon in Capricorn is able to realize it. What does that mean? It means that we're able to actually take an idea, a glimpse, a glimmer of a vision, a hope, of a dream, of a goal, and we're able to actually anchor it into our physical bodies. And if we're excited enough to actually see it manifest, then we're able to emotionally align, mentally align with what it is that we need to do in order to bring this to life. Our intuition is working very well. We have a heightened sense of awareness. But that Capricorn energy means that we're able to kind of bring these higher vibrations, these higher visions into our physical body, anchor it in so that we can actually work with it here in the physical realm. The moon then going to come up to, bump into, team up with Pluto. Pluto is the great transformer. He's very much at the final degrees of this Capricorn energy. There is going to be a major shift, major change, major transformation in our mood, in our attitude, in our perspective, in our understanding, and in the amount of power and control that we actually feel like we have over ourselves, over our emotions, over our headspace, over our thoughts, and over some physical circumstances that we have really been struggling with. Again, Capricorn energy tends to illuminate the challenges, the blockages, the obstacles. As much as we don't want to be living in the funk, it's absolutely necessary that we do so, because now, as the moon is going to be shifting into Aquarius energy, we move into the mental plane, we move into the higher realms of intelligence. We start really processing how it is that we are going to change, transform, morph some of the situations that, of course, we've realized are blocking us from moving forward. So the moon interacting with Pluto is the last aspect that the moon in Capricorn is going to make before going void, of course. And again, 12:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're shifting into that Aquarian energy. About a half hour later, we're going to have the first aspect with the moon in Aquarius, which is a semi-square, little bit of a tension, little bit of a conflict with Mars. So Mars is the god of war. He rules over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger. He's in Sagittarius energy, meaning that he's in a fire sign. He's looking to kind of reignite the spark, the fire, the flames that we've been lacking within us. This is where inspiration, motivation, determination, perseverance is coming forth. We have big ideas. We have big goals. We want to take action upon them. But this is a semi-square. This means that emotionally speaking, in this Aquarian energy, we're starting to see the bigger, broader picture. But Mars, he's not seeing the greater, grander picture. He's kind of stuck in this tiny little chapter in our physical realms. There is an overwhelming want, need, and desire to kind of rise up to and take action upon the new passions, the new goals, the new ideas, the new inspirations. However, he lacks a plan. He lacks a strategy. He lacks a lot of clarity that we're currently trying to gain with this moon in Aquarius energy. The moon in Aquarius provides us with an opportunity to kind of detach from our emotions so that we can act as the observer and not get caught up with what it is that our emotions want us to do. So this may trigger a little bit of agitation, a little bit of frustration, restlessness, ants in our pants, because the Aquarius energy needs to have a path, a plan, a strategy, emotionally speaking, before it is that we're going to engage the physical body, Mars, to take action upon the big ideas, the big dreams, the big visions that we're currently trying to conjure up. So this is a pause button until we can kind of clarify where it is that we need to pour our time, our energy, where it is that we do have to take action, where it is that there are moves to be made, so that we understand that we're not wasting time, energy, and attention just taking actions, making moves just for the sake of doing so. We have to have a path, a plan, a strategy put into play. The moon in Aquarius then going to make a positive interaction with Saturn. Saturn, of course, the lord of karma, ruling over roles and responsibilities and systems and structures and foundations and willpower and discipline. Saturn is in Pisces energy, meaning we have a new belief system forming. We have new visions, new dreams. We have a new sense of where it is that we are being called, being pulled in a direction due to the higher self. However, Saturn, he likes to hold us back. He likes to restrict us. He likes to kind of press the pause button. And of course, none of us are in the mood to do that right now. The moon in Aquarius, however, is trying to emotionally get in alignment with this new belief, with this new focus, with this new vision, in order to see, again, where it is that we can start building. Saturn wants to build. He likes structure. He likes system. He likes routines. He likes foundations. He wants to build this new foundation for us to start building upon. But of course, we have to know what the end goal, the end vision needs to look like. I'm going to use the house analogy again. You don't go ahead and pour a foundation not knowing what the house is going to look like, not knowing what the dimensions are. You need to have an end goal, an end vision of what that house needs to look like once it's all said and done. And then you break it down into manageable pieces. And then you understand the blueprint of just the foundation that needs to be poured in order to house the weight of the structure of the house that you're about to build upon it. But right now, many of us, we have a little bit of an idea on what the house should look like at the end, but we really haven't spent enough time to go through the details, to actually come up with the dimensions, to come up with the floor plan, to come up with the overall vision and goal that we're looking to manifest. And therefore, it's pretty hard to pour a foundation down when you have not the slightest clue of what it is that you want to see actually take place on top of this foundation at the end of this project. So emotionally speaking, we're trying to piece together the path, the plan, the strategy, the end goal, the vision, the dream. We're trying to percolate on that. We're trying to piece that together. We want to make progress. We want to make improvements, but we have to sit down and go through the details of our vision with a fine-tooth comb. Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passions, our desires, even our anger, trines Chiron, the wounded healer, who is retrograde in Aries energy. So lucky for us, this is a trine, which means that we're not going to be sitting in anger and frustration and agitation and our wounds and our pain and our trauma and our memories. What we're going to do is we are going to take the lead. We are going to take action either within ourselves or in our physical realms to fix some of the problems that we actually have control over, to tie up the loose ends of the past, to attempt to heal certain narratives, certain emotions, to attempt to cleanse ourselves of the old funk and really put ourselves in a situation to open up and learn. Okay, so we have a warrior type of spirit between Mars and Chiron when they're aspected in a favorable type of situation that we're currently experiencing, which means that we are fearless when it comes to addressing problem areas, especially when we take a good look in the mirror and realize that the problem is us. We create limiting beliefs. We create restrictions on what it is that we think we can achieve. This is a time where we override those particular aspects without fear, without the what ifs, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. This is a time when we want to help ourselves, when we want to improve on ourselves, when we want to better our situation, and we are more open-minded, open-hearted to see how it is that we could try new things that maybe we haven't tried yet in order to get a different result other than the results that we continue to get doing the same old damn thing. So this is a time for us to be open to see where it is that we have the ability to kind of repair ourselves, to nourish ourselves, to boss ourselves up in the best kinds of way, because we are preparing, again, reminder, for a new karmic chapter to be anchored in with that solstice energy. So we're feeling a little bit more rejuvenated in our soul, in our spirit, in our mood, in our attitude, and we're not letting the obstacles and the challenges get us down. Instead, we're rising to those challenges and we're looking at it like a competition, like it's something for us to beat, something for us to win, and we can't wait to take action to do just that. So then the moon goes ahead, bumps into Chiron shortly thereafter. This is a good thing because now we're seeing the bigger, broader picture of where it is that our own identity, our own damn selves have been blocking the path, have been preventing the growth, the progress, the healing, the repairment that we've been all looking for. Because of this, the moon in Aquarius, again, acting as the observer, we can see ourselves from a different set of eyes. We can step outside of ourselves and really look at ourselves without being emotionally attached and semi-defended on some of the criticisms and judgment that we, of course, need to cast upon ourselves in order to get out of our own damn way. This is going to help us even more so be empowered, even more wanting to grow and heal and repair some of those particular issues. But of course, just as we are flying high, those dark force energies, they got to come in and knock the wind out of our sails again. And the moon, this is the last aspects of the day, but the moon in Aquarius is going to get into the boxing ring, square off, fight it out with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. He is retrograde, which means that this is an internalized energy in Taurus energy, which has a lot to do with our self-worth, our self-respect, our self-confidence. Yes, we're taking a good look at our physical realm, but we have to understand that our physical realm has manifested out of the state of which we feel about ourselves. Every relationship that you have is mirroring back to you the work that you still need to do within yourself. Every, let's call it, aspect with your finances, mirroring back to you where it is that you still have work to do within your self-love, self-respect, self-confidence journey. You have to learn how to value yourself. You have to build within the relationship of yourself. You have to grow within yourself, expand on your comfort zone before you're going to be ready to go out in the world with this new mood, this new attitude, and feel well equipped and well prepared to start creating a life, a realm, a reality that not only looks good, but that feels good, that's in alignment with your higher self, that really puts you in a situation and a position to create opportunities for happiness, for joy, for pleasure, for safety, for security, for growth, for expansion. But many of us are not there yet. We're still figuring out this new identity. We're running out of time in this experimental phase to do that. And therefore, this particular energy squaring off means that we're really not seeing the greater, grander picture in the way that we need to in order to manifest it, because some of the ways that we're feeling about ourselves, the way that we speak to ourselves, the way that we're treating ourselves is not in alignment with the vision and the dream that we're looking to actually manifest, right? So you really have to take a good look at the space, at the distance between the version of yourself that you currently are and the version of yourself that you would need to be in order to attract and to manifest and be in alignment with the vision and the dream that you're looking to actually build into. If you were the person that you needed to be in order to be living that life, you would be living that life already. So there is a huge awareness, again, acting as the observer, there's a huge awareness on where it is that you still have some inner work to do before you're going to be at the vibration, at the frequency needed in order to manifest and attract those particular situations, visions, dreams, and goals to you.